So today in chemistry we are dealing with the chapter that is organic chemistry. So the main part of chemistry, so which goes here, that is organic chemistry. So today we'll be dealing with the part 1 concept. Under this we'll be having some more parts. Okay. So now regarding the introduction of this topic, if I go. Now generally if you consider the chemistry, it involves three categories or three divisions. So mainly it goes like inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry and organic chemistry. So now what is meant by inorganic chemistry? Inorganic chemistry in the sense will be, you'll be studying regarding the properties and behavior of inorganic metals, okay, some of the organometallic compounds, okay, so that you will be studying, so that will be considered as inorganic chemistry. Now regarding physical chemistry, if you go, so some of the compounds will be having boiling point as well as facing physical property, okay, physical nature of any of the compound or the solution, anything if you are studying in the sense, so that will be considered as physical chemistry. You have learned regarding states of matter, so that comes under physical chemistry. Now, regarding organic chemistry, so organic chemistry mainly it goes with the properties as well as behavior of organic compounds, especially which will be having carbon. Okay, so carbon compounds, so that will be studied. So the property of those kind of compounds we will be studying. So that will be considered as organic chemistry. So now, organic chemistry, it is mainly the branch of chemistry which goes with formation as well as properties of organic compounds. You should have how the formation of organic compounds will be, takes place, as well as what is the property and behavior of the compound. So that will be studying under organic chemistry. Now, formation of organic chemistry. So in your lower class you have studied regarding Mitchell force theory. So that is nothing but before your ancestors, they used to think organic compounds are nothing but which is prepared naturally. Okay, so naturally it will occur in your nature. It won't be prepared or it cannot be prepared in laboratory or any of the industrial methods. So that will be considered as organic compounds. So now that organic compounds, how the formation of organic compounds will take place, mainly it goes with a kind of force which will be considered as Vittel force. So that will be, that theory will be considered as Vittel or vital force of theory. Okay, so regarding organic compounds. But later, a scientist known as Wohler, what he has done is when he was doing some experiment in lab, okay, so he used ammonium cyanide and he heated that ammonium cyanide, and the product whatever he got, even he was surprised because he got organic compound as a product. Generally now if you see naturally where urine is present, the urine, okay, the excretion from animals whatever we get, so that is nothing but urine which is having urea. So they used to think so now it presents only naturally, okay, which cannot be prepared in that. But this scientist, when he was doing some experiment, he used ammonium cyanide and he heated and he got the product as urea, which is nothing but the organic component. Later on, the concept has turned as organic chemistry is not only the compounds which is present in nature, which also can be prepared in lab. So we are going to say organic chemistry is nothing but the formation of organic compounds as well as properties of organic compounds, which will be considered as organic chemistry. So generally, the essential ingredients, mainly the organic compound, when we are saying it should have carbon. Okay, so carbon compounds are nothing but those are organic compounds. Now, if you go to the property of carbon, this also you have studied in your classes. Okay, 10th standard you have studied. So regarding the properties of carbon, the first property which will be considered as tetravalent. So as the name indicates, tetra means 4, valent in the sense valency. Carbon is having 4 valence. If you go with the electron configuration, okay, so it is having 4 valence in the sense it needs 4 bonds. In the sense when you go with carbon, formation of a carbon compound will take place, around it 4 bonds are possible. Either it will take 4 bonds or it gains. In the sense it goes with the sharing of the electron. Mainly the carbon compounds where it goes with the covalent bond, so their sharing of electron will take place and it should have 4 bonds around it. So then only you can say that carbon is stable. Why it should have 4 bonds around it? Due to this property, that is tetravalent. So because it is having 4 valency, 4 bonds are must around carbon. Now the second property will be considered as unique catenation property. What is mean by catenation? Catenation is nothing but the property of carbon which has the capacity to of the carbon. It can form many. In the sense, long chain of carbon is possible, or branch chain of carbon is possible, as well as ring chain of or ring kind of carbon compounds are possible. So this carbon has a capacity to bind with many of the carbon. So that property we are going to consider as catenation. Now, so this concept whatever will be learned, so that will be considered as organic chemistry. So mainly organic chemistry definition when you are saying, so it is a chemistry of compounds of carbon, where you are going to deal with the compounds of carbon. So that will be considered as organic chemistry. Now applications of this carbon compounds or organic compound where we are using. Generally the food whatever we use, the carbohydrate will be having carbohydrates, proteins, oils, fats, those are nothing but your organic compounds, glucose, fructose, biomolecules compound. Okay. Next, cloth, cotton, nylon, silk, which is made up of polymers. Okay, so those are nothing but organic compound. Now dyes, which gives color. So indigo, malachite, alizarin, these are the dyes. Okay, which is having organic compound. As well as fuel, petrol, diesel, kerosene, all those will be having organic compounds. As well as petrochemical products like your cosmetics, polymers, pesticides and detergents, all are having organic compounds. So carbon compounds will be present over there. Now some more applications, that is nothing but chemotherapy. You know where this chemotherapy will be used to treat the cancer tissues or cancer cells will be this chemotherapy will be used. There many of the organic compounds will be used which will not harm the origin, in a sense original tissues. Okay, so that process will be considered as chemotherapy where you are going to use organic compounds. Next, some of the drugs. So drugs, in a sense, these are some of the examples for drugs, and particular drugs we are going to name. Okay, so in organic chemistry, the particular drug will be considered, will be given one name. For example, first one is antiseptic. Your Dettol, Salon, or nothing but those are example for antiseptic. These are called as antiseptic. What is meant by antiseptic? These are the drugs which helps to reduce, in the sense, microorganisms if it is present. So which helps to kill the microorganisms as well as which helps to prevent substances from the microorganisms. So that will be done by using of antiseptic. So that concept we are going to call it as antiseptic. Okay. In the same way, if you will go with antibiotic, antibiotics also it goes with the same one. It works with the same one. It kills microorganisms and it prevents the substance or it prevents those microorganisms to grow. So that will be considered as antibiotic. So example for antibiotic, penicillin, ampicillin, all those are examples for antibiotic. Now if we will go with analgesics. Example, aspirin, Dispirin, which reduces the pain. Okay, some drugs which helps to reduce the pain of your body. Okay, so that kind of drug we have named it as analgesic. So that will be called as analgesic. So which helps to reduce the pain of your body. So those kind of all the drugs, all the organic compounds which will be used as drugs, so that will be called as analgesic. Okay, examples aspirin, Dispirin. So these are the examples. Okay, the next one, antipyretic. Example, paracetamol, Crocin. So the drug or the organic compound which helps to reduce or to lower the temperature of your body, which helps to reduce the fever. So those organic compounds or those kind of drugs we have divided or differentiated under antipyretic. We are going to call it as antipyretic. So antipyretic drugs, when we say, so that drugs should have the capacity to reduce the fever as well as which helps to lower the temperature of your body. So example, paracetamol, Crocin. So antibiotic already explained. Anti-malarial drugs in the sense which helps from the malaria, okay, as well as which helps to prevent also. Okay, so prevention also can be taken place by using of this kind of drug. So example, chloroquine, quinine. So these are the examples for anti-malarial drugs. Now tranquilizers. So example, morphine as well as barbituric acid. So what is meant by tranquilizers? So these are nothing but those kind of drugs which helps to reduce the stress, okay, of a person. So that kind of drugs will be considered as tranquilizers, which helps to reduce the stress. Okay, so that will be considered, those kind of drugs we are going to call it as tranquilizers. So in these drugs, all the drugs we are going to use organic compound. Okay, now Further information regarding organic chemistry. So organic chemistry generally it will be having functional groups. So on what basis we can say it will be having functional group? See, for example, as I told, your carbon, consider carbon, it is having 4 bonds around it. Okay, give 4 hydrogen. For each bond, give 4 hydrogen. And if you are removing one of the hydrogen and you are replacing by another atom, so that will be considered as functional group. So heteroatoms are nothing but one hydrogen will be replaced by any of the functional group. So replaced hydrogen will be considered as heteroatom. So some of the functional groups are present in organic compounds. What is the use of this functional group? Based on the functional group, it goes with the property. Okay, if functional group is OH group, in the sense you know what is meant by OH group, that is nothing but alcoholic group. So if alcoholic group is present in the cell, that compound will be considered under alcoholic group, okay, or alcoholic compound, and it shows the property of alcohol. Okay, so that is nothing but functional group. So mainly it replaces the hydrogen and it shows the property of that functional group. So mainly the structures, based on the structure, you have learned regarding some of the functional group. That is, one is alcoholic group. So one hydrogen, if it is replaced by OH, then you are going to call it as alcohol. Next one, if one OH, so here H hydrogen, if it is replaced by COOH group, in the sense carboxylic acid group. Okay, this is carboxylic acid group. Okay, so then that functional group will be considered as carboxylic acid. Okay, now if one hydrogen is replaced by CHO, okay, it should have CHO, double bond oxygen, because oxygen it will be stable by 2 bonds, right? So now CHO, if it is present, then you are going to consider as aldehyde group. So the functional group which is attached over here, that is aldehyde. So here you can see one of the halogen group. If any of the halogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, any of the halogen group, if it is attached over here, then that functional group will be considered as halo. Okay, if any of the halogen group is present, then you are going to consider as halo. Now here chlorine group is present, so you are going to call it as chloro. If bromine is present, you are going to call it as bromo. Okay, so in that way it goes. So and regarding the compound name, how you are going to write the compound name? Based on the structure. So that will be explained when we will go to the nomenclature part. Now here when you go with the characters of your compound, so series of closely related organic compounds with the similar chemical property. So what we are going to call this kind of series, that will be considered as homologous series. Okay, homologous series are nothing but homo in the sense same. Okay, so same kind of functional group it should have. All the groups, all the examples whatever you are taking, so that should have same kind of functional group, and it will show the same of chemical property, not physical property. Physical property will vary over there, and mainly it should differ with the unit, that is nothing but CH2 unit. Then you are going to call it as homologous series. Those series of the compound, series in the sense you can't take only one compound. Their number of compounds should be there. So when you go with the number of compounds, it shows, it should have same of functional group as well as the same of chemical property also. Mainly it should differ with the CH2 unit. Then you are going to call it as homologous series. So some of the examples. So you have learned regarding the concept of alkane, alkene as well as alkyne. So that is also considered, we are going to consider as functional group. Why? Because alkane in the sense between those compounds, between the carbon compounds, you are going to have a single bond. If A comes, then you are going to have single bond. If E comes, then those carbon compounds are having double bond between them. If Y comes, in the sense alkynes, if it is there, then it will be having triple bond between them. So to find out alkane, alkene, alkyne, you have learned regarding formula also. So I will just let you know regarding the formula. Alkane, if we consider general formula, it will be having CnH2n plus 2. Okay, so that is the formula, CnH2n plus 2. What is meant by N? N means nothing but the number of carbon compound. If the number of carbon compound is 1, you are going to call it as B. If it is 2, eth. If it is 3, prop. If it is 4, but. If it is 5, pent. If it is 6, hexa or hex group. If it is 7, hept. If it is 8, oct. If it is 9, non. If it is 10, dec. Okay, so these are the groups. So I mean naming of the group. When you are naming this concept, you should know clearly. Now we will go with the homologous series. As I said, it should have a same functional group. See, all are having same functional group. Methane, ethane, propane, butane. So all are having ane group. So it is having same functional group. Now if you go with the compound formula, for example, now methane formula will come as CH4. Ethane, in the sense 2 carbon it should have. So C2H6. Now it comes C2H6. In the sense 2 carbon. Formula for alkane, how it comes? CnH2n plus 2. C if it is 2, N where N is there, then substitute 2. So hydrogen it comes 2 is a 4, 4 plus 2, 6 it comes. So C2H6. In the same way, propane, C3H8, butane, C4H10. So when you, why you going to call this compound as homologous series? Because it is having same functional group. Okay, all are having single bond between them. As well as here, if you go with the unit, in the sense difference with the unit. I said it should have the difference with the CH2 unit. Okay, one group when you consider with another, it should have difference with CH unit. For example, methane you take. For methane, you add CH2. Okay, how much it comes? How it will come? The product or the compound form C2H6 it comes. The same thing is. Okay, so it should have difference with the CH unit. Add CH unit for this, you will get this compound. Add CH unit for this, you will get this compound. The same, that will be considered as homologous series. A series of compound will be having the difference with the unit, that is just CH2. Okay, so that will be considered as homologous. Again, the same consideration should be done with those kind of group also. That is one more example, which is nothing but alkene, which is having formula CnH2n. Now alcohol is here. One more example. Now this is having alcohol as a functional group. Okay, alcoholic group is present. See, everywhere you can see OH group. Even this should have the difference with the CH2 unit. For this compound, add CH2. What it comes? Carbon number is 2. Hydrogen when you are adding by the atom 3 plus 2 it comes as 5. C2H5OH. Again for this you add CH2, you will get the same. So this kind of group, it shows the same of the chemical property. Why? Because it is having the same functional group. But when you go with the physical property, it varies. Okay. Why it varies? Based on the molecular mass it varies. Okay. For example, the first molecule if you consider, based on its carbon as well as hydrogen, molecule size is small. But when you come to consider the next unit or next example, so that will be having more number of carbon and hydrogen, so that its surface area increases as well as its property will vary. Now, regarding composition of organic compounds, if you go, so generally the composition we are going to find with the two methods, that is qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. The name indicates, here you are going to analyze the compound with the quality. Okay, you are going to find the elements which is present in the organic compound. Just quality you are going to check. Here you are going to find quantity. Quantity in the sense you are going to measure. In the sense you are going to find the percentage of the element which is present in the compound. I guess you understood. So the organic compound, if it is having elements, just finding or detecting elements, that will be considered as qualitative analysis. Quantitative analysis are nothing but you are going to find out the percentage of those elements which is present in the compound. So that will be considered as quantitative analysis. Now, writing chemical formula. This also I have already explained. Chemical formula mainly it goes like this. The writing of chemical formula with the representation of those elemental form or symbolic form. Now, if you go with the water, that will be having chemical formula as H2O. Chemical formula of carbon dioxide if we consider, it will be having CO2. Chemical formula of glucose if we consider, C6H12O6. Those are the some of the examples where by seeing the formula you can identify what kind of compound it is. Okay, what is the name of the compound? Now based on this, we have divided into two types. One is known as empirical formula and the second one is known as molecular formula. Now, what is mean by empirical formula? See, empirical formula, as this note implies, so it goes with, it is the simplest formula where it gives the ratio of the number. You have to underline this concept. See, it goes with the ratio of the number of atoms as well as elements present in one molecule of the compound. Mainly it goes with the ratio of the compound, and it is obtained from percentage of various elements by taking the percentage of the elements in the compound, so that you will get to know what is the ratio which is present in the compound. So regarding finding of empirical formula, that you will be learning in your higher class. In the sense, in your first year you will be learning this concept, which goes with 5 marks question. Okay, so it has method where you are going to find empirical formula. So here I have given some of the examples just to understand what is meant by empirical formula. So now, for example, if we consider hydrogen peroxide, generally what is the formula of hydrogen peroxide? It goes like H2O2. That is the formula. H2O2 is the formula of hydrogen peroxide. Now here you are taking empirical formula, you are taking ratio. Okay, just take common, simplification will be done. Okay, so that you will get formula as HO, which present in the form of ratio of 1:1. Okay, now glucose, what is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6. So the ratio it comes as 6:12:6. That is the ratio. When you go simplification, you will get 1:2:1. So this is the way of writing empirical formula. Just go through with this. Benzene is having formula C6H6, and when you go with the simplification, 6:6 is the ratio. Simplification when you do 1:1 you will get. So you can write the formula as CH. Naphthalene you are having formula as C10H8. Again 10:8 it will come. Simplification it goes with 5:4. So the formula you can write it as C5H4. Ethene is having formula C2H8. Okay, in the sense double row. C2H4 it comes. Simplification it goes with CH2. Ethane, again simplification formula you will get it as CH3. So this is empirical formula. Empirical formula, remember, you are going to find with the ratio of the compound or ratio of the element which is present in the compound. Now, what is meant by molecular formula? Molecular formula is nothing that you are going to find the actual number of atoms. Okay, empirical formula you are going to find the ratio of the element, how much it is present in the compound. Molecular formula, what is the number of atoms which is present in the compound? So that will be considered as molecular formula. Here, how you will get to know the the concept of molecular formula? By finding empirical formula, as well as you should know the molecular mass of the compound. So if you are having these two concepts, it will be easy to find molecular formula. Okay, you should have empirical formula of the compound, as well as you should have molecular mass of the compound. Then we can find molecular formula of the compound. So we will just see how it is possible. See, for example, the same thing I have told. Hydrogen peroxide, H2O2 molecular formula it comes as H2O2. Glucose, C6H12O6, the complete formula. Okay, so just go through with this. Benzene, C6H6, naphthalene, C10H8, ethene, that is C2H4, ethane as C2H6. Those are the molecular formula. Now, how to find out this molecular formula? I will just give some examples to learn. Okay, so how to find out empirical formula? As I said, when you come here, so by the instance in your 11th classes, you will be learning how to find out empirical formula. Now we will just learn how to find out molecular formula. So molecular formula, mainly it goes with this formula. So molecular formula is equal to empirical formula into n. Okay, it goes like empirical formula into n. What is meant by n? N, it can be like any of the simple whole number. It should not have any of the fractions. Okay, so it is a simple whole number. So that will be considered as n. So now, what is mean by n? Okay, you should know what is mean by n. N is nothing but molecular mass by empirical formula mass. That will be considered as n. You know how to find out molecular mass of the compound? Okay, molecular mass is nothing but that molecule, what is the mass of the each element that you are going to add, then it will be considered as molecular mass. how to find out empirical formula mass. Okay, you are not going to find out empirical formula. Here you are going to find out empirical formula mass. So whatever empirical formula you will get, based on that empirical formula, you are going to find the mass of each element and it will be added. So that will be considered as empirical formula mass. So you have to remember n is equal to molecular mass by empirical formula mass. Now we will go with the problem. Okay, so the first problem, where we have got with the molecular mass of acetylene, that is 26. Acetylene will be having molecular mass as 26 and it is having empirical formula as acetylene, of acetylene is CH. Empirical formula already we have found, so that is nothing but CH. Now based on that, we are supposed to find what is the molecular formula of acetylene. So as I said, what is the formula of N? N is equal to molecular mass by empirical formula mass. What is the molecular mass? That is directly they have given, that is 26. Okay, substitute. Divided by, here it comes as empirical formula mass. They have not given empirical formula. These two are the questions. Okay. So empirical formula mass you are supposed to find by using of this. So what is empirical formula? That is CH. You are going to find mass of it. So what is the mass of carbon? That is 12. What is the mass of hydrogen? That is 1. 12 plus 1, 14. So that is the empirical formula mass. So that you have to substitute, so that you will get 2. Okay. So that 2 you have to write it as subscript and that should be multiplied. Okay. So multiplied for what? Whatever empirical formula you have got, right? For that empirical formula you are supposed to multiply, because according to formula, molecular formula is nothing but empirical formula into n. So n we have already found. Write an empirical formula and n you just write down, multiply, so that you will get C2H2. So that is the molecular formula of acetylene. So one more example. So this is the last example. So now here formula, in the question it comes like this. Molecular mass of glucose is 180 and empirical formula is CH2O. So these are the questions. Okay. We are supposed to find molecular formula of the compound. So as I said, N is equal to molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass. Write on the formula. So based on the substitution. Molecular mass is already given. Write it down here. Divided by empirical formula mass. You don't know empirical formula mass. Only question will be given with empirical formula. So how to find out empirical formula mass? Empirical formula mass of each element add. So carbon, that is 12. Hydrogen atomic mass is 1, but here 2 hydrogens are present, multiply by 2. So 12 plus 2, 14. Oxygen atomic mass is 16. Add, so that we will get 30. So empirical formula mass is 30. Substitute, you will get 6. So what is meant by molecular formula? Molecular formula is equal to empirical formula into n, right? So write down empirical formula. N is nothing but 6, multiply, so that you will get C6. 6 2 is 12, hydrogen. So hydrogen 12, oxygen 6. So molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6. So this is regarding finding of molecular formula. So today you have learned regarding the organic compounds. So how the formation of, or why it is necessary to form the organic compound, or where we are going to use applications mainly, as well as based on the organic compounds we are going to measure in terms of qualitative analysis as well as quantitative analysis, as well as you will be learning regarding formation or learning or calculating with the empirical mass as well as molecular mass, and this is regarding the concept where you will find molecular formula. Thank you.